Hello again, friends, and welcome into another edition of Wrestling with Rusty right here on YouTube for February 17th, 2023. Welcome in. Some very sad news, and I always say this when I do this. I think I've been reporting on a lot of sad news recently. But sad news, most of you may have heard from other sources already. I'm sorry for the delay on this video, but my personal life has gotten in the way, and I do this as a labor of love, not for payment. Um, but I'm sad to report the passing of longtime wrestling promoter and professional wrestler Jarrett, the father of Jeff Jarrett. As many of you may know, Jarrett started out selling programs for his mother, Christine Jarrett, who they called Teeny. And then he progressed later on to promoting cards in the Memphis area. I mean, not necessarily in the Memphis area, but somewhere in the Tennessee area. Let me rephrase that. And then later on went into pro wrestling. Later on went into promoting, and somewhere in all of that had a real life shoot job as a construction company owner where he became very wealthy with different construction projects for commercial real estate and other things all across the country. But his wrestling accomplishments are numerous. He was very close friends with Vince McMahon Sr., later became the call that Vince McMahon Jr. made when Vince McMahon Jr. was having trouble with the steroid trial back in the 80s or 90s. I think it was the 90s. And said, if I go to jail for steroids, which nobody realistically thought Vince McMahon was going to jail, but at that time, I guess Vince was preparing for the worst. If I go to jail, will you come and run my company? Jerry said yes. He came up there in advance of all that, worked with the WWF, now WWE. And then after the problems blew over, Jerry went back home. Jarrett also is one of the founding members of what was the original TNA Wrestling with his son Jeff Jarrett. And his construction business was a multi-million to billion-dollar empire. He had a very multi-million-dollar home in um, Hendersonville, Tennessee, a suburb of Nashville, Tennessee. According to Jim Cornette, the home was overlooking a lake. So I was never there. I saw a video that was shot there from YouTube years ago, and it looked like a nice place. But sad to report the passing of longtime wrestling promoter Jarrett past Tuesday at the age of 80. Rest in peace, Jarrett. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the friends, family, and fans of longtime wrestling promoter Jarrett. Rest in peace. That's going to do it for me, Rusty. I'm out of here. We'll see you next time for another edition of Wrestling with Rusty right here on YouTube. And until we meet again, my friends, please remember my friend Don Kernodle, professional wrestler who died in 2021 of suicide. And if you or someone you know is thinking about committing suicide or has or have had in the past battles with depression, please call the National Suicide Prevention Hotline at 1-800-273-8255. That's 1-800-273-8255, 1-800-273-TALK. They're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They never close. And if you don't get help from there, get help somewhere. Suicide is never the answer. There's always a way out. Life has a way of beating you down, and you might think about committing suicide, but please never do it. You are loved, and your life is worth something, even if you don't know it at the time. It's not our job to decide when we leave this world. It's God's job to decide that. If you got any questions, comments, or concerns on this video or any other video on this channel, please call me at 724-826-0449. That's 724-826-0449. Or email me at rusty, R-U-S-T-Y, dot loudermilk, LOUDERMILK at yahoo.com. And you must put a dot between the first name and the last name. Otherwise, it's not going to go through. We'll see you next time right here, everybody. Take care. And until we meet again, my friends, as the voice of Ring of Honor, Ian Riccaboni would say, happy wrestling, everybody.